Happy holidays. And with that being said, let's enter the holiday season with Thanksgiving and healthy eating and feeling good about the season and not dreading it because we know we're going to overeat. So we got to change the mindset so that we can enjoy the holidays, enjoy eating healthy, and still enjoy self-care. So with that being said, let's start with some tips that can kind of get us through the holidays, and then I'll wrap it up at the end. So we're going to start the day with breakfast. I always say eat something at meal times. It's so important in keeping us from overeating at any one particular meal. Let's not save ourselves for the one big meal and we just overdo it. We want to keep portions controlled throughout the day. It is important because I like to think that I can eat a little bit of everything or small portions, and it's generally enough once I've changed my mindset that I don't have to have a big plate of everything. I can just have a smaller plate. We just want to downsize it. Very important. So eat something starting in the morning, starting at lunchtime, or whenever you're going to have your meal, and for Christmas or for any day during the holidays, and then maybe a lighter dinner. Very important. Make sure we continue to include fruits and vegetables throughout the holiday season. You can make so many salads with fruit base and congealed salads, and with the vegetables, so many ways. So many vegetables to cook, from greens and cabbage and kale and Brussels sprouts. There's so many yummy recipes out there. You can always Google healthy soul food recipes. There's so many healthy ones out there. Again, we have to have the mindset to try something different. And you'll generally realize the food tastes really, really good. For instance, using the turkey necks or smoked turkey instead of the ham hocks, or using vinegars and vinaigrettes to give flavor to the food, using defatted broth, meaning if I boil my own chicken and make homemade broth, I let it sit in the refrigerator, separate, and take the fat off that's not healthy for me. It's not about weight, but it's not healthy for my heart to eat that solid fat. And let's not forget herbs and spices. I always say the closer you stick to the ground, the better off we are, meaning your onions and garlic and your tomatoes and cucumbers, using things like that, or the powders, the garlic powder, the onion powder, and a lot of salt-free seasoning, Mrs. Dash, of course. So stick to the ground, and then use your herbs and spices as well, your oregano and sage and cinnamon and thyme, cilantro. So many herbs and spices out there that can help us to stay healthy if we just expand our circle, our small circle, and try something different. It's usually pretty good. So we want to make sure we keep fruits and vegetables at the forefront, because we know we're going to have macaroni and cheese. We know we're going to have sweet potatoes. So how do we deal with that? There's 2% cheese. There's reduced fat cheese. There are light butters, light sour creams. So those things, remember, light means a little bit better. It's not low fat, it's not fat free, but light means you're kind of headed in the right direction. They have light butters. So make sure you just downsize the fat we tend to use, and don't overuse because it's the holidays. I generally call that loving our families to death when we are using the ham hocks and the heavy butter and the heavy creams. We can use something different and love them in a little bit more healthier manner. So watch what we're adding to the food, because it's not the fruits and the vegetables and the beans, it's how we're preparing them. Preparation is everything. So let's talk about the meats. We can still go with baking and broiling and smoked turkeys and grilling and air frying and crock pot cooking. Those are not only convenient methods, they're healthy, convenient methods. Very important that we watch how we're preparing our foods. The holidays shouldn't change that. Again, we want to be healthy and we want our families to be healthy. Exercise. Continue to get your exercise in during the holidays. It helps the stress level. It helps with stress management. It helps with the extra pounds we may tend to gain. It may help combat some of that. And it helps you to feel better and a lot more upbeat mentally and physically. I know for a fact that people that move more and tend to get a little bit more exercise, they tend to be more positive and more upbeat. That is a true statement, but we got to try it first to see if it really works, and it really does work. Remember to hydrate. Water remains important throughout the holidays. It should always be your go-to. That minimum of 4 bottles a day. If you're on 1 or 2 bottles, tend to bump that up a little bit. But water is extremely important for our kidneys, for maintaining good blood pressure, along with the exercise, along with the fruits and vegetables. So we just go back to full circle to the basics, the fruits and the vegetables and the lean meats and the proper cooking methods, exercise and hydration. It's all so very important in maintaining good health. So this is about maintaining good health. And to wrap up what I just said, I have a poem for you. It's called Twice the Week Before Christmas. Twice the week before Christmas, and in cities and towns, every grown-up was worried about putting on pounds. They knew what was coming, those cakes so divine, and fruit pies and nut pies, and some key lime. Oh, what can we do, they all wanted to know, to keep waistlines from growing and turning to dough? Oh, how can we resist Grandma's wonderful dressing? To have willpower of iron would be such a blessing. Here's what you can do, said the small Christmas elf, to safeguard your health while enjoying yourself. Wear a belt round your waist. It's a wonderful way to hold up your pants and keep from eating all day. Take only small spoons of each loving food offering. You'll get plenty to eat without your waistline suffering. Use your fingers to measure both good foods and junk. 1 finger's a sliver, 2 a slice, 3 is a chunk. Eat your food slowly, and when finished with that, leave the table and walk to gossip and chat. I don't really mean that. For the longer we sit there, the more that we eat. And that's how to get a big stomach and seat. Wear a watch to the table or glance at the clock. It'll help keep you trim and your abs like a rock. And here are more tips for the holiday weeks. Fruits and vegetables are low calorie and put a glow in your cheeks. Drinking water fills you up and helps maintain function. And plenty of sleep and exercise will help your digestion. Brushing after each meal is not just good hygiene. You'll also eat less when your mouth feels so clean. So forth now you go, enjoy holidays. But please don't forget what the elf had to say. If you follow his advice, you should have no fear. You'll have a nutritious Christmas and a healthful new year. Blessings in the upcoming new year. Enjoy the holiday season.